from Manny.
What does it say?
Dear George, I wanted to give you this watch in person, but the doctors say my time is running out. I probably won't even live long enough to...
Oh, my God. He died right there. He didn't even finish the letter.
No, I can't read this word.
Benefit.
That's a V.
It's a B.
Live long enough to benefit from your kidney. Okay, it's a B. Yeah, so that stuff gets rid of headaches?
Yep.
Let's see if it works. No, the pain's still there.
Well, I got my own headache medicine. It's also good for arthritis and depression. Possible side effects, waking up in a field with your panties on your head.
I don't like what's happening with Max. He's getting a real mouth on him, and now he's starting to act out.
Come on, Angie. He's just being a boy. When I was his age, I pulled all kinds of stupid pranks. Oh, one time I hit a dead shrimp in the lining of Ernie's jacket.
That's not funny.
It's not funny when your friend is running the bases in kickball and all the cats are chasing him and everybody in the school is yelling, "Go, Stinky, go!" That's not funny. I don't know who I married.
Mr. Needles has a tumor in his stomach.
Oh, my baby.
It's already shown signs of spreading, but he has a slim chance if we operate quickly.
How much?
Well, that depends on a lot of things. But you can't put a price on a family member.
Oh, yeah? My son, $5,000. My daughter, $2,200. My mom, free if you tore her away.
Dr. Lisby, how much will the operation cost?
Around $3,000.
$3,000? ¿Estás loco? $3,000? Sorry, baby.
Why don't you take a night to think about it? You can leave him here and we'll keep an eye on it.
How much did that cost?
Well, that depends on a lot of variables. If you want him to have his own room, a private nurse...
How much?
$150.
No way. For $150, I can get him a hotel room and a hot photo and send him off in style. Y todo, all night long. Orale, what are you doing tonight? This is a very, very sick dog.
Does that look sick to you?
It's so sad, Angie's kissing his ass goodbye. Dogs know. He knows. You know what? God came to me last night in a vision. I don't have to go anymore.
Yeah? What'd he say?
It was all a big mix-up. It turns out he was trying to save some dog in China, Mr. Noodles.
That is the lamest excuse I've ever heard.
Wait till tomorrow.
Let's see. Smoke or talk to Angie? Well, they both shorten my life. But you know, the tax on these helps pay for public schools. This one's for the kids.
I'm not gonna go to Mexico and crawl on my knees.
George, it doesn't matter if you actually go, as long as Max thinks you went.
Mom, I'm not gonna lie to him.
Why not? He'll never find out. George, remember when you were little and I took you to Disneyland?
Yeah.
It was just a carnival in a church parking lot.
But there was Disney characters there.
Nope. Those dwarves you were hugging, they were just dwarves.
I can't believe you did that.
Look at them fighting out there. This is your fault.
Once he cries and runs, it'll be fine.
That doesn't even work when you do it.
I know. I don't deserve to talk to you right now. I'm gonna go play golf.
I don't. Daddy, if you lost, you should pay George.
Why? You already owes me thousands of dollars for the garage. Psh.
All right, if that's the way you want it, then you owe me $5 for the sandwich.
What?
If you're gonna nickel and dime me, I'm gonna nickel and dime you right back.
Okay, you're both being childish. George, give my dad back his sandwich. Daddy, I'll make you another one.
Hey, make him all the sandwiches you want, Angie. I'll just add it to his tab. That's right. Let me see, that's $10 for 2 sandwiches and $15 for that steak you ate on Friday. Oh, and $1 for every time you said Castro or Cuba or Oye Chico. So let's see, that's $17,050 minus the $17,000 for the garage. So you owe me, look at that, man, $50.
Oye, Chico, this is insane.
51. So there isn't one thing you ever thought that I was good at?
Well, I don't know about that. I thought you were pretty good on the guitar.
What? You never thought I was any good at the guitar?
Yes, I did. I used to tell Marlene Sanchez all the time.
You told Marlene Sanchez, you liar. I'm gonna call her right now.
Call her right now.
You don't think I will?
want to see you do it right now.
Call her right now.
Go, pick up the phone.
Sanchez. Here we go. In San Fernando. Maria, 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 Maria. Marlene. Here we go. Hey, Mr. Sanchez. Hey, it's George Lopez. Remember I used to live down the block? You remember? With the head, that one. Hey, is Marlene there? Oh my God, I'm sorry, I didn't know. Hey man, before she slipped away, did she mention that I was good at guitar? Hello?
Marlene's gone, and so am I.
Oh no, you're not going anywhere until you say something nice about my life.
George, don't be stupid.
Mom, I can wait. You, on the other hand, need a smoke in about 3 minutes.
I'm not gonna do it.
Why not? Would it kill you to say something nice about me for once?
No.
Say something nice.
No.
Say it.
No.
Why not?
Because if I do, it'll go away.
What are you talking about, you crazy old bat?
You are not supposed to brag about things. If you do, the evil eye will take it away. You know. Mal de ojo.
Okay, let's try this again. What are you talking about, you crazy old bat?
I am not crazy. Why do you think I rubbed pee on your face when you were a baby?
Mom, that's unsanitary.
You know, your aunts kept saying how cute you were, and so I had to go and get some ugly to rub on your face. You know, so that the evil eye would pass over you. So I took a little pee from the diaper. That was the ugly. You know, now that I look back at it, I probably put a little too much on it.
Well, now that you say it like that, it makes perfect sense. I better go wake up my adorable son and smear it with his own waste. You know, to protect him from the evil eye.
Shut up, George. Shut up. Shh. It can hear you.
With what, Mom? It's evil ears?
You don't get it, do you? Almost everything good in my life's been taken away. You don't play with this.
That's why you don't compliment me? Wait a second, then why were you complimenting Randy?
If something happens to Randy, that's bad. If something happens to you...
Thank you. That's all I ever wanted. You know what? You're really a good mom. Come and get her, I. You're a good person and you should live forever. Come on, I! Wait, we're going in the backyard. Let him inside. Let him go. It's Carmen. She's gonna miss Max getting his diploma.
Relax. She called to say she was running late. She wants to stop home and change out of her uniform.
She'll never get here. She's probably going through every outfit in her closet. Too fat, too thin, no hips. It's true, I have a very hard time buying pants. Look over there.
So stupid.
You can't go home, Mom. Bob knows where you live.
Bob who?
You know, big, scary Bob from work. She kicked him in the little scary bubs.
Is he gonna press charges?
You know, he didn't say. Angie, you know, after you've been racked, the last thing you feel like doing is chatting. Hello.
This is George Lopez, and you're watching Byron Scott's Fast Break. But after it, go do some other shit.
All right, we're back, and I have been waiting for this one since we started this podcast 4 or 5 months ago.
It's only
It's
4 or 5
Byron
bucks.
Scott's
Like a
Fast
lifetime.
Break. I'm Kid J, Coach B. Scott.
What up, what up?
And hold on, I got to give him a proper introduction.
But that's not just Coach B. Scott. That's champion.
World champion.
How many? 4?
3.
We won one without you? I never thought that was possible.
Comedian, actor in film and television, producer, award show host, one of 25's most influential Hispanics in America, the voice of a Chihuahua, parrot, and a Smurf. Late night talk show host, always posting the funniest social media content I've ever seen in my life. Avid golfer, father, and just an all-around amazing guy, Mr. George Lopez.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I would keep golfer ahead of father. I thought you fucked my intro up, but no, you got it right.
So George, everybody in America, every Latino wants to know what the hell's going on with the hair.
Oh, they do?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Let's get into be a little bit. I have no answer. Jeff Ross told me I looked like fucking Einstein if he invented the churro. You know what? I'm gonna let it. I'm letting it grow. Apparently, I don't know why. There's no reason. It's not for a movie or anything. But I don't know. Now it's starting to get people are starting to get a little bit mean. You know, I heard somebody say, "Go ask that old Mexican lady what time it is." They saw me from behind, and yeah, I don't know, man. It's fucked up. I think, right? I see it as fucked up.
It ain't fucked up, George.
No, it's great.
Everybody's got a fucking tip, you know. Like, you know, Jack Nicholson did, you know, one time he said, this is a good story too. So over there in Lakeside, Billy Antrid was a professional golfer, and he used to hang out with Pesci, and he told Pesci, hey, I'm playing in San Diego, man, but if I miss the cut, I'm gonna come back here. I'll see you on Saturday. And Pesci's like, yeah, I play with Jack on Saturdays. So he goes down there, he gets there, they're on the 8th hole, and he puts his Buick bag on the cart. He goes, I'm playing with Mr. Pesci. He's over there with Jack Nicholson right there they should be at 9. So he pulls up back there, and he watches everybody hit, and Jack hits his like to the right. And then he says to Pesci, he says like, hey man, think I can help Jack with the swing. He goes, go over there and tell him. So he walks up there and he goes, Jack, I think I got a tip for you. And Jack goes, yeah. Everybody's got a tip for Jack. Well, I got a tip for you. You can take your tip and shove it in your fucking ass. And his eyes are like that. And he goes back and he sees Pesci. He goes, what did he say to you? And he says, no, he didn't say anything. He goes, what did he say? And then he said, told me to shove my tip in my ass. And then Joe goes over and he goes, hey, you motherfucker, that's my friend, you fucking prick. And then he's like, I don't care who it is. And you have those two dudes fighting with those voices.
That's great.
That's hilarious. So, George, you got to talk about
my hair.
Where it all got started. Obviously you got started as a comedian, but what was your first breakthrough and how did you get started in being a comic?
I used to always talk myself out of going places in the beginning, because, I was like introverted, and the Grammys used to be on Tuesday in the 80s.
Yeah.
And then Sinead O'Connor did a performance where she had like an emblem on the side of her head. And then the next day I had a gig at the Melrose Improv, and I wasn't going to go because I was so shy. I'm not going. And I'd written some jokes about Sinead O'Connor, and then I ended up going. And I met Arsenio that night, and his show had just started. And he afterwards, when I was got off stage, he followed me and said, hey, man, I'm going to put you up to that long-ass finger and shit like in the hallway. I mean, I was like, just look at his finger. And he said, I'm going to put you on my show. And I think that was the first big one. And then I think over the 5 years he was on, I was on 15 times.
Wow.
And he and I are still friends, trade message all the time. But he's been a great friend for me. And then during that whole Arsenio Hall days was, I was there too. Amazing.
Yeah, y'all should hang out and be at the
Laugh Factory together.
The Laugh Factory, the Forum Club, the Laker games.
Forum Club. That's right, Laker games.
Yeah, you be at the Laker games on the front row. You and Arsenio.
Yeah.
So Arsenio, one time we went to the President's Club back there, and he was in there, and Jack was in there, smoking a little thing, and then Arsenio says, "Hey, Jack, remember when we used to come in here, man, and do those Cocoa Puffs?" I said, "What's that?" He goes, "Oh, you would take the tobacco, I put a little cocaine, put it back in and smoke it." He goes, "Remember that, Jack?" And Jack hasn't said a word. He goes, "Did anybody ever tell you discretion is the common part of like fucking thing?" Fucking awesome, man.
Going back to your comedy stand-up.
I took him to the last game.
Yeah.
Because Avi Lerner, big producer on that thing with Haim Saban, gave me his tickets because he was in Bulgaria or something. And I said, well, who am I going to? Who would I take? Because this is the last, Kobe's last game. Who in the world could I take that would appreciate it? And I took Arsenio.
That's great.
I mean,
sitting right across from our bench.
Yeah.
So I had a good look
That's
at George
great.
and Arsenio that whole night. That was a good night.
And then one time when B was coaching, we went to opening day, and on one of the games Arsenio spilled a fucking margarita there. And the Lakers were up by 8, and they had to stop and clean
the floor.
And I said, look at B. Scott over there. And he had his arms folded, standing there. I said, man, if they lose, man, we fucked. And you know what? They lost.
We lost. I'm about to say, we lost. I remember that.
I was like, we fucked this game up. Man. We're about to drop this shit. And that margarita was probably, 12 ounces. But somehow when it hit the Laker floor, that became a fucking big gulp. There was this fucking thing and ice at the free throw line. Like, God damn.
Had to stall and had to clean all that shit up. We had a nice little lead going on, too.
They were running up and down and kicking their ass.
Hold up, George. We got to talk about our sponsor, Byron.
Yes, we do.
PrizePick.com. Big game was yesterday.
Yeah, man.
I won.
Oh, you did? So did I. So,
Okay.
And I'm telling you guys, it's so simple to do. All you got to do is go to PrizePick.com and use code BScott. That's BScott to receive a guaranteed $50 once you play $5 in lineups. It is that simple.
And the most important part of that is you have to play that $5 in order to receive the $50.
Yes.
So go to PrizePick.com, use that keyword right now. These are our partners. We're trying to take care of them, and we're trying to take care of you, win some money like we did
us too. We've
in the
been
big
killing
game.
all season long.
B. Scott to receive that guaranteed $50 once you play $5 in lineups.
We're going to say it one more time, guys. Go to PrizePick.com and use code BScott to receive a guaranteed $50 once you play $5 in lineup. It is that simple.
Let's go ahead and get back into it. We're going to go back to your comedy stand-up days. Do you have, or what is your most memorable moment in stand-up comedy?
I grew up and the TV to me was like everything, because my grandparents, worked, and then, I was watching TV all the time. I used to watch the Tonight Show all the time. And you'd see all the guys that everybody was on, Richard Pryor, Carlin, I saw Freddie Prinze on there. And I remember I was in Las Vegas, and I was looking at the life section of the USA Today, and Johnny Carson was going to retire in a year, and they said there's only 6 more spots for young comedians. And I was in Vegas, as far away from doing the Tonight Show, and I thought, man, it's like fucking Willy Wonka, man. Like there's 6 golden tickets to get, and I did the Tonight Show before he left, and I did it November 19th of 91, and to me, being on the Tonight Show and meeting Johnny Carson was the biggest thing.
Wow.
And he was wearing this gold presidential Rolex that night. It was a big thing. His ex-wife gave it to, or his wife gave it to him at that time, and he wore it all the time. And you would see it. I think they did an article on it in GQ. You never really saw presidential. And 2 years ago, when I was doing my show at NBC, my wardrobe person said, "Yeah, would you be interested in buying Johnny Carson's presidential Rolex?" I said, "How'd you end up with that?" A jeweler had it because his widow had it, of course, and then she was dating a guy, and she gave it to the guy as a present. But then the guy said, "I don't feel good wearing it. It's not mine. It was his."
Yeah.
So he didn't wear it that much, and then he ended up, wanting to sell it, and I bought it. So I have the Rolex he was wearing. Not only from 79 to 92, but also he was wearing it the night I did the show.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's at my house, a piece of shit don't work.
I was going to say, after 30 years, I was wondering if it worked, if it still worked or not.
I didn't know it didn't work until I was fucking 2 hours late. The fucking thing looking down. That motherfucker down. I'm like, God damn, this thing's going to give me fucking shots. It's not like, I don't mind wearing a gold bracelet, which is pretty much jewelry now. But I mean, once in a while I take it out. But for the most time, put it away.
Yeah. So, George, I'm going to take you to 2000.
Yeah.
In your meeting with Sandra Bullock. And how did that, from what I hear, how did that kind of change your life?
She's not here, is she?
No. We can talk freely.
Yeah.
No, you know what? I had somebody said to me, this producer said to me in like 99, that his partner was looking to do a show with somebody, and they wanted to see me. And then he saw me at the Ice House July in 99. The dude went away for a whole year. And almost the same July, he calls and he says, "You still interested in the idea?" I'm like, "Where the fuck did you go, man? You've been gone for a year."
Disappeared.
And then he said, "Yes." He goes, "I'd like to have my partner come and see you." And Sandra Bullock came to see me at the Improv. And then after I was done, she said, "I had a whole other idea for the show, but I think I kind of want to do what's in your act. Like your act is like a train wreck. Like you're like, you can't believe it happened, but yet you still want to see it." And then I went to go. I was hitting balls at Witsit, and I wasn't going to go again. I wasn't going to go. And my manager called me and said, "Are you on your way over there?" I said, "Man, Shane, what the fuck?" I said, "I'm not going." "What do you mean you're not going?" "They called and asked you what you wanted for lunch." I said, "What you going to do for me?" He goes, "They're waiting for you, so you better go." So I wasn't going to go. I was going to stand her up. And I ended up going. We sat there for like maybe 2 or 3 hours, and she was laughing. Somebody was taking notes. And then on the way out, she walked me to the bottom of the stairs, and I said, "Hey, what you're going to try to do never been done successfully ever in the history of TV." And she said, "Why don't you worry about being funny and you let me worry about that?" And fucking A, man, like.
Wow.
And then, I would go to Freddie Prinze's grave, I stole his headstone. That's another thing. So I would go over there. It was almost like my altar.
You still a whole lot of shit back in the day.
You still have that too?
I'm going to take that motherfucker before I leave. And this fucking ball right here. But apparently I have a history of fucking theft. I have a history of theft. Clearly, I'm becoming aware now. So I would go over there almost like a church, like an altar. He meant so much to me. And when he passed, I just, I would go there when I had important things in my life, and I said, "Man, please," I said, if there's anything you could do to I just want an opportunity. And we had a meeting with ABC that day. Sandra was there, and we were up in the, top floor, 12th or 10th floor. And we had a couch looking this way, there was a couch looking this way, and the president was this guy, Stu Bloomberg, and he sits down and he goes, it's kind of dark in here. You guys are dark. It's dark in here. He goes over there to the window and he opens his drapes, and from where I was sitting, I could see Forest Lawn and where Freddie Prinze is buried through that glass.
There's a sign.
And that guy opened that thing, and I was like, wow, man. Like, that was, I mean, it's a sign.
Yeah, Freddie talking to you.
Yeah.
Trying to get those fucking drapes. Didn't have a screwdriver on me.
So, George, you've obviously had a truly amazing career in both TV and film. Like, do you have
Not if you ask MAGA people.
Do you have a
Apparently I'm
favorite
washed
project?
up.
Do you have a favorite project of all time that you just near and beloved to you?
Well, I have to say by significance or importance, I would say the first show is the one that is the most significant because I used to watch, I mean, like all of us, I Love Lucy. And Chico and the Man.
Yeah.
And when we did 120. I mean, I never thought I would have a sitcom either, and especially not one that is still around.
Syndication,
and they told me I used to always talk about Freddie Prinze and Desi Arnaz, and then this guy says to me, "I think it's great that you honor those guys because you watch." I said, "Of course." He goes, "But you're more significant than they are." And I said, how am I more significant than they are? He says, well, Desi Arnaz, the show was named I Love Lucy.
I Love Lucy, yeah.
He wasn't the main character.
Yeah.
And Chico and the Man, Freddie Prinze was Chico, but it's Chico and the Man.
Yeah.
And you're George Lopez, and the name of your show is George Lopez.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, that's more significant than that. And that, it means a lot to me.
Yeah. So, I mean, you've been in this industry for a long time, George. How has it changed from when you came in to now?
Well, even though people say like there's not any Latinos on TV or anything, there are. You got the stuff going on with that Emilia Perez movie with Gomez and all that. And 25 years ago, that was unavailable. There weren't Latino writers, there weren't Latino directors, there weren't Latino actresses, there weren't a lot of on-camera people, and 23 years later, there are. So that's more significant now, is that even though this is what people have to understand. The playing field is never going to be level, ever.
No.
So just worry about yourself and worry about the shit that you can do instead of thinking you need to carry the whole culture or the whole race on your back, because they don't give a fuck anyways. You see people who don't like you because of the way you look, but then we don't like each other for the way that we look.
Yeah.
So if you think that you're going to save Hollywood by, only doing good parts, go do the shit that you want to do, that's important to you, that's significant for you, whether it's a good part or not. Have it be about you, and don't look at the whole Latino race as one, because we're not all pulling in the same direction. And that's not the issue, but that's just the culture.
That's good advice.
Yeah, it's great advice.
That's good
and
advice.
you heard it right here.
Do you?
Yeah,
Basically, do you? We don't worry about it.
And listen,
Hollywood.
with social media and then all this shit that, people are so vile, man, and so fucking hateful.
Yeah.
For people and of anything. But also, it doesn't bother, maybe it bothers a lot of actors and people. It doesn't bother me. I'm 63 years old. I don't give a fuck what you think about me, if you like me or not. And no one can separate the fact that you might say something that's rude, that's inappropriate, or whatever, but as a comedian, not as a person.
Right.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's how stupid fucking people are. They can't fucking understand that it's this
You
and
gotta
that.
separate the two.
Hey, listen, if Kanye wants his old lady fucking throwing her fucking beef curtains out at the fucking Grammy, hey, fucking let him. Goddamn bat wings. I'm surprised she didn't fly away, but fucking hang upside down in that fucking theater. We only need one seat. My old lady's gonna hang upside down.
All right, George.
That's another one. Another joke. That ain't me personally. I personally like the bat wings, but that's different.
I would take you back
There's
to
a wing
the
stop over in San Francisco, just all bat wings.
I'm gonna take you back to the George Lopez Show. What's a behind the scenes story that you could tell from the show that the fans don't know about?
Oh fuck, man! What am I, Ashton Kutcher? I can't tell that one. I can't tell that one.
Yeah.
I will tell you this though. I won't tell you that one. I will say this. I will say this. You know, nobody's really ever asked me about that show or what went on at that show.
By the way, I was on that show.
He was.
Were you?
Yes, I was.
I wanted to fuck Barbara Eden, but no.
When she was I Dream of Jeannie or the late, well, even the later Barbie Eden was fine as hell.
Yeah.
Yes, you.
But
Okay,
no, she-
I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you, George.
But there's some really great ones.
I don't want to put you in the box because I don't want to just. I mean, comedian wise, when you talk about Latino comedians,
Legends.
we got some legends that we talk about. You talked about Desi already. You talked about Freddie. I mean, some legends. If we put all y'all in the room together, who would be the funniest? I got a pretty good idea who it would be, but who would be the funniest?
Of all which ones? Even now?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Even now.
Well, you know, the thing is, you know, like when a comedian like that guy, I think there was a heavyset comedian that passed away. That, you know, no, a Latino guy, Ken Perez. He just passed. Yeah. So somebody said to me, you know, the Latinos always fucking gossip motherfuckers. They said, "Hey, I think Fluffy. I think you do Fluffy." I said, no. It was another. I said another guy, Fluffier.
Fluffy, but fluffier.
Fluffier than that guy. No, I think Gabe and I, we get along with, you know, we didn't talk for years, so we don't even really kind of know each other, but in the last 2 years, I think, where we did the Golden Globes together, that was the first time. But I think if you put all those guys together, I think it would probably be me. I would think.
I was about to say, okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
What advice would you give a young Latino comedian nowadays trying to break into this scene?
Talk to the audience. Apparently, that's what's working. I mean, I never did.
So comedy's changing.
The thing is that they would ask you not to talk to the audience.
Yeah.
Because it was like a simple thing, like a cheap way to go about it. And then now every look at Matt Rife. That motherfucker's on a fucking arena. And Russell Peters. I don't know how you're in a fucking arena and you look down in the first row. Where are you from? There's fucking 17,000 people in there. No, you know, those are the things. So I'm from the generation where that was not the way to be successful. Now it is. So I would say, you know, get right into there. Talk to them before the show. Fuck whatever you do. But I mean, that would be the advice I would give now. I wouldn't have given it to them when I was starting, but it's different.
So if you were building an all-time dream team, Latino dream teams, comedy, acting, singing, give me your top 5.
I would take Desi Arnaz.
Mm-hmm.
I would take Cantinflas.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Quinn.
Okay.
I would take
2 more.
Cesar Romero.
Okay.
And
that's a good one.
If we're talking about dead people, I would take Eric Estrada.
You would take who? Who's the last one?
Oh, wait.
Eric Estrada.
He said Eric Estrada.
I'll take Eric Estrada. He's dead, isn't he?
He's dead to you.
Yeah.
His fucking veneers will still be chewing after he dies. Those motherfuckers are so big.
Can you talk about why you hate Eric Estrada
I don't hate
so
anybody.
much?
But I would kill him and then go have lunch at Batello's. You know, when I was 17, when I was 17, they were doing chips in my neighborhood, and I went over there and put my hand out and and he didn't shake it and walk by. And I told my friend Arnold, I said, if I ever make it, that dude's going to be my target. And he knows. He knows. But you know what? You know, the thing with I haven't seen him in forever. I mean, because I don't hardly go to the restaurant that he works at. That fucking Mater D motherfucker. This motherfucker will have a leather jacket on 130 degrees. His fucking vest, like a goddamn thunder shirt for a fucking dog that's scared of fireworks. You can't get that motherfucker out of that leather vest. And if he's listening and he doesn't like it, call this place. They'll give you my number and you can come to my house or somewhere and we could talk about it man to man. Because I'm not like this dude. He used to do radio interviews and he would have him call me and then he would say that, you know, I saw him one time at a church fair and that he wanted to hit me. But there I was in front of him, and he didn't hit
you, right?
So anybody can be a fucking hindsight badass.
Yeah.
But next time you see me and I'm in front of you, hit me.
It's like social media.
Yeah.
All these people behind,
Fake.
they got this facade of this, where they can say whatever they want and think it's all good and be tough as hell on social media.
That'll be the thing. If you think if you want something, hit me and don't try to hide behind your fucking veneers like last time.
All right, George. You've been in the industry business for decades.
I'm still quick too.
You still quick.
Fucking fast.
Still got it.
Yeah, you still got that
baby.
shit. Okay, so you've been in the industry for decades.
Yes.
What's crazier? And you've been to a whole lot of NBA games.
You know what's crazier? There don't ain't nobody crazier than a fucking Disney adult. A motherfucker that's still living in the goddamn Magic Kingdom. Those motherfuckers. Hey, if you want to stop immigration and get some fucking Disney adults and tell them that they're going to close down all the Disney properties because they're taking all the people back to their countries. Those motherfuckers, hey, they'll fucking do a Main Street parade and fucking kick everybody's ass.
I guess that answers my question. I wanted to compare it to the NBA, which is crazier, but I guess that answers my
There ain't
question.
nobody crazier than a motherfucking than somebody who gets a Disney pass all year and goes every motherfucking day and cries when fucking Mickey Mouse comes out of that fucking castle at the end. I mean, they're out of their fucking minds, then. Right?
No, you're right, because I got a Disney pass because I got grandkids, but we go once a month. It tops.
Oh,
Yeah. All right, fuck you, George.
Do you cry when Mickey comes out at the
I don't
end?
cry. None of that shit, man. In fact, I'm just sitting there going, man, y'all gonna get on the ride so Papa can go back home when this shit's over.
One time I went to the Main Street parade with some cholos over there and shit, that their families, and they walk like crabs all fucking sideways. And when Tinkerbell went across the thing, I looked at this cholo. He was like, "Fuck!" he couldn't see the wire. Apparently, he thought, "Fuck!"
George, I gotta ask,
It's fucking hilarious.
what is the craziest or funniest encounter you have had with a fan?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I would say that when I was doing my first show, when I was going home, a guy came out of the bushes with his daughter and knocked on my window and wanted me to sign some stuff for him. And I was like, man, that's dangerous, man.
You damn near got shot, right?
Don't trip. Like, yeah. And I said, why would you do that? Well, my daughter's a big. I said, hey, that's like fucking dangerous. But I mean, other than somebody using your identity, somebody said they were me one time and got a limo and ran up a tab and called me, and my manager called me, and I said, I didn't do that. And they said, yeah, you did. You took a thing. I said, no, I didn't. So somebody trying to be, probably Eric Estrada, trying to be me, hang on to some fame and shit. I guess he had a fucking night off for fucking Menchie's fucking yogurt to go over there and
Oh shit!
Yeah, so they'll try to be you.
So George, if you had a chance, because I know you're a big basketball fan, used to see you at a lot of games, obviously. Yep. If you had a chance to take the place of one of the basketball players that you love, who would it be? If you had one day to be that basketball player, NBA basketball player, who would it be?
I would be Dr. J.
Ooh, why?
Because in that time of the 70s, and the ABA and the froze and the devil goatee like Artis Gilmore had, and the knee braces with the little hole in the middle, and just the doctor. I mean, I was obsessed with Dr. J and know him personally now. And he's having his 75th birthday party over there. I got invited. I think I have to tell him by the 5th, which I should go.
Yeah, you should.
So I went to his event, and they said, how big a Dr. J fan are you? I said, you know how big I am? That was the first doctor I ever saw. My mom, they never took me to the motherfucking doctor. Dr. J was the first. I had to tell him that when I saw Dr. J, I said, does this look infected? He's like, I'm really not a doctor.
But hey, George,
that's how much just the idea that I would know Dr. J.
Oh man.
And I mean, there's some great Lakers, of course, great basketball players, but just in that time of my life in the 70s, that the ABA and then the Sixers, like that was a big deal, you know. And then Magic in 79 and stuff was a big deal.
You know Doc, and I know Doc. Is Dr. J one of the coolest motherfuckers to this day? I mean, when you walk in a room with Dr. J and he walk over to you or he's just walking around, he is still one of the coolest cats you'll ever see.
Amazing.
Love
amazing.
the Doc.
Amazing. And then, you know, he had these loafers on. I'm like, Doc, what you got there, man? Some loafers, got little golf clubs on there. And his old lady says, Tom, take the loafer off and look at his feet. And he takes his shoe off.
Feet look like this.
You ever see a lady with flip-flops and the big toes covering the next two? Oh, man. I see you motherfuckers didn't have any insoles back then or what? God damn, man. It's like, they fucking like veal. Tie those fucking hose up. Like that, the way, I don't think the shoes are built, you know, of course, with a padding and something.
Right,
you could tell,
yeah.
but I mean,
Converse had no padding.
He did that in those like flat Converse, and tight ass shorts like you guys would wear. I went to a Laker game and it was tight short night, like they had a throwback.
Tight short night was every night. What you talking about? We had all of us.
But with Kobe and those guys,
I remember that
That's
game.
right.
I remember that.
Hey, and at halftime, the motherfuckers came out with nuts swinging. At the second half, they were like, "Fuck that, we're taking these shits off."
Yep.
They couldn't.
I remember Kobe walking back into the locker room and saying, "Fuck this shit! And we're taking all of this off."
It's supposed to be throwback night, but throwback half. And they came out of those nuts, man. We're like, who started that? Iverson?
What, the long? No, MJ.
Yeah, MJ.
MJ started because MJ, he wanted to wear his North Carolina shorts under him, and they were too long. They were sticking out. So they increased, you know, the Chicago Bulls shorts longer just so it could cover that North Carolina blue.
Yeah. So check this out. So I know the Jordans, you know, like, and I'd never met Michael Jordan, you know, and he has a golf course over there, you know, Grove 23.
Yeah.
So we get invited to go play over there from Jeffrey, you know, and this guy Jay, and I've never met him, so I don't know if he's going to be there. So you go there, and there's this car that's about this high off the ground, like, and it's like all black and long. There's you just hear it. You go, man, you think he's here? You go in the locker room, and he's there. He puts things on. We talk to him. Never met him before. Cool. It's a big voice. Like, I don't even think anybody realizes the voice, the depth of that voice. So this guy Brian and I, you know, we're on the road with me. And afterwards, you know, we were in there, and there's probably like 20 guys, and MJ's right there. We're drinking, laughing. He gets up and he goes, "Hey, George, you come back anytime, man. My place is your place." And then he looks at Brian. He looks at his shoes. Motherfucker's wearing Pumas. And Michael,
he ain't invited back.
And Michael Jordan goes, "You know we sell Nikes in the pro shop." He goes, I know those shits are hurting your feet. Go, let me see that. I know those shits are hurting your feet. We got Jordans in the pro shop, man. Those dudes were fucking because I said it wasn't a representative of the Jordan brand. It wasn't Phil Knight. It was the motherfucking Jumpman himself. Looked at his shoes and goes, and all casual on the way out. "You know we sell Nikes in the pro shop," and busted his ass out.
That's funny.
And we haven't been invited back.
I'm gonna put you in a scenario. 1-on-1 with Charles Barkley, 1st to 5. Who's winning?
Oh, he kicked my ass. You know that?
We talking about Charles Barkley now.
Yeah, Charles Barkley today.
Not back in the day.
Oh no, he still kicked my ass. I wasn't a good basketball player. No, I mean I love basketball. Hey, one time in the front row, the ball came to me, and I tried to shoot it. That fucking ball's heavy as fuck. Right? That motherfucker ain't that ain't no shit you. I thought I was just gonna be like, hey. I fucking friend. That motherfucker went down there. I mean, it's when they throw past it. I mean, I don't think the regular NBA fan understands how heavy those balls are
and how hard it is to shoot that
hard it is to shoot that fucking ball.
Yeah. And you looking at Steph Curry shooting from damn near the logo, and you know, like it ain't shit.
I mean, yeah, that motherfucker felt like a medicine ball to me. That's how old I am. I'm like, hey, what they got a medicine ball?
So, George, we're going to go back to basketball because, again, I know how you love basketball just like Kid Jay and I do.
Yeah.
Your top 5 NBA basketball players ever.
I would say, you know, and this is, you know, I'm trying, they would all be Lakers, but I'm trying not to have them all be Lakers because that doesn't show any. I would say Bill Russell.
Okay.
And great guy, too. Great guy.
Yeah. Yes, he was.
Kareem. Michael Jordan, you almost have to say Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
One more.
And fucking Byron Scott. This motherfucker used to make me go outside. I was so nervous watching the Lakers.
George, you crazy as hell. Now, that list that you had just now, why wouldn't Magic be in that list?
You know why? Because I think it just would have been assumed, and I was trying to see who else would I have picked that wasn't Magic. I wouldn't even know what it's like to be on the field on the court with somebody like that.
Yeah.
Like, you played against Dr. J.
Yeah.
And I think I don't think the Forum is as revered as the Boston Garden was.
Mm-hmm.
It's not there anymore. But the Forum had some amazing memories and history there.
Through there.
Yeah. No doubt what you guys,
no doubt.
And not only at the Forum Club, but on the court too.
I knew you were going there. Yeah. I knew you were going there.
We had to get the Forum Club in there.
I would have tried to fuck somebody from Love Boat. That's all they would have had to be. That girl was on Love Boat. Which one?
Which one did you like better, the Forum Club or the Lopez Tonight Green Room?
Ooh. Well, I don't think you could catch as many diseases in the Lopez Tonight Green Room. So I would say safety. I would say medically speaking, I would say mine.
All right, I got a good question for you, and this should be, and I know you got one.
But I had Prince over there too. Prince.
That was one of the greatest shows
he wanted
ever.
to be my Bible teacher.
All right, I got a great one for you, and again, you and I go way back. It's like 40 years. We played golf together.
Right.
And I said this before we even started, that George did one of the greatest things ever when Kobe passed away. And I was sick as a dog. I just wouldn't leave my house.
Mm-hmm.
And George called me a couple of weeks after. He's like, B, I know you're hurting, bro, but let's come on out, man. Let's play golf. And I said, George, I'm not ready, right? So he calls me back a couple of weeks later, and my wife was like, you should go. And I said, all right. So met George on the golf course.
Yeah.
We played golf, I guess, but we really talked about KB and all the great things he did and what he meant to us. So I know you have a pretty good Kobe Bryant story to tell.
At the All-Star game, I think it might have been 9 or 10 in LA. At halftime, Vanessa came over to me and said, I don't think he's going to play that much in the second half. I said, what? He goes, yeah, no, he doesn't really kind of like the idea of playing, that kind of game in LA because it's his home place. He doesn't want to, be that person that play, you're playing in your home thing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I said, and he doesn't want to play that much. I said, he's not going to go for like the MVP trophy. And it's like, no, I don't think he wants to. I don't think he wants to do it because it's here. He thinks it's like, I'm here. It's me. And he goes, go talk to him. And I walked all the way across over here shooting things. He had the black with the gold thing. And I said, hey, go. Came over. I said, Vanessa said, you're not going to play that much in second. So no, I said, hey, listen, motherfucker, don't let anybody leave this arena with that MVP trophy unless it says fucking Kobe Bryant on it. He goes, okay, word. And then he did it.
He went out
and then he got the trophy. But then toward the end of the game, there was a loose ball down by me, and I got up to go and get it, and he was right there. And there's a picture of us with our hands just barely touching, like bent over each other. And that was a nice thing.
That's a great story.
Really, and the
That's
ball's
amazing.
in the air, and we're like that,
So I first met George at Kobe Bryant's house.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. First time ever. I was actually DJing one of the girls' birthday party, and George walked up to me and says, hey, you're doing pretty good, and walked the fuck away.
For a Mexican, that's a contemplating comment. You're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
You fucking start crying.
But the funny part about it was the following week, I see George at a Laker game on the floor. And he's sitting next to a guy that I know, Nino.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm walking up expecting to greet Nino, and George stands up, shakes my hand, and says, you're the DJ. And remembered that moment. And I said, yeah. And I guess you and Nino talked. I gave him my number the next freaking day. the producer of the George Lopez Show called me and said George wrote in a DJ for the show, and that's how I became on the show. So thank you.
Oh, my God.
Thank you very much.
Oh, my God.
I had to make up for getting that little deaf dude fired. Remember the dude? Remember the deaf dude? That motherfucker would not leave me alone.
Well, I guess you made up for it, Joel. I guess you made up for it.
That dude, I had to make up for that one.
Oh, that's a good
I
one.
think I might have had a hand in his
Demise.
his removal of Staples Center.
Oh my God.
That's crazy. So, George,
And then at middle of the night,
my God.
somebody would call me out here. That motherfucker calling me in the middle of the night.
you ain't right.
Oh my God.
You ain't right.
It's just funny.
So,
That's
George,
the shit that makes me laugh. This fucking happy with no care for anybody.
all right, so I got a serious question for you now. I got a serious question.
Oh,
And I know this is going to happen. When they do a George Lopez statue, where would you like that to be placed?
In front of Eric Estrada's house. You know, in 2 weeks.
You know what Eric Estrada been getting their shit beat out of him today.
You know, in 2 weeks, my nuts would be all rubbed off. Sanding his veneers on my nuts.
I was gonna say, Eric been getting the shit beat out of him today.
You fuck with the wrong guy. Put your leather vest on. Let's go meet in the middle of the summer somewhere.
oh my
Go to
God.
Death Valley and have it out.
Oh shit.
Okay, so where would it be, George? Now, or is that your serious answer?
At that placita right there on Olvera Street. There's a little thing there. Yeah. It'd be cool right there. But, I mean, just because it's LA, but I mean, significant to me, I would say, yeah, I think there or somewhere. Yeah, I think there.
That's cool.
That is
But
cool.
also,
Downtown LA.
also where the studio is, I spent my 20s and my teens, 18 to like 87 in all of this area.
Mm-hmm.
Because I worked nights over here in this area. So I was driving around on the way over here. I'm like, wow, I used to go to over there, used to go there, used to go there, and stuff like that. So it's a little bit of like a throwback kind of like to my early life here.
I love that.
I'm not the same person I was back then, but it's great to see places that are still there that we used to go to.
Right.
So you got your star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2006. How many times have you been back to see that star?
My therapist told me one time, to remember, because, I think of growing up hard sometimes, you don't let the achievements go in because they don't know how, like you put up a wall so long and, those things, tend to come and go. But I mean, that's, if there's one thing that I really wanted to do was that. So sometimes I go over there and stand on it and take pictures with my shoes right there. But I did my new special that's coming out the 18th of February at the Dolby, which is like maybe 100 feet from 50 feet from the Star. But the Star was significant to me because from a 15-year-old, we would drive over there in the summer. And we would walk up and down Hollywood Boulevard, and I would see George Burns's Star, and I would look down and imagine that my name was there, and the fact that it is there is one of the most amazing things I think that's ever happened to me.
No, that's really cool.
When we bringing back the pool parties?
Man, the who weed in my pool?
Who weed in my pool?
August. How are those parties?
Oh my God, it's the best parties on planet Earth. The best parties.
Eddie Murphy came to. Eddie Murphy
showed up one day. Babyface. I mean, you name it. These are the best pool parties I've ever been a part of.
Ed Asner and Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah.
Lunel fell by my pool.
Anthony Anderson. I mean, it goes on and on.
Just an amazing array of people, yeah. And that's what it was just for. Like, if you smoked, you smoked. If you didn't, you drank. And it was just, just good fun, like fun.
Love it.
I'm not sure if the higher profile makes it harder now you probably have to take everybody's phone. You don't want to take everybody's phone.
Yeah.
And do that. But yeah. But also let me say for of taking Freddie Prinze's headstone right from Forest Lawn. Like this dude meant so much and still does. And when they came to me and said, Johnny Grant said, I think it's time you get your star. And I said, I'm not going in unless Freddie Prinze goes in. And then that guy, Johnny Grant, said, I think he's in. He called me like 3 days later. He said, he's not in. And I paid for Freddie Prinze to go in before I went in.
Oh, wow.
And his son was there and his widow and all the friends. And I talked to Freddie Prinze's mom from Puerto Rico. She was older. She couldn't travel. And she said to me, he called my Freddie. So she would say, everybody forgot my Freddie except you. And thank you so much. And if my Freddie was alive, you and my Freddie would be best friends. And I was like, man, I mean, so even though I did take that thing, I replaced it with his star on the Walk of Fame. Yeah.
That's cool, George. That's cool. Before I ask you this question, give me that lighter, please. Over here. Yeah. Pass that over here. I need to relight this. But my question is, since we are huge golf fans and we love to play the game of golf, you've had some run-ins with some pretty good golfers. And I'm talking about on the professional level. Yeah. One being Lee Trevino. So I know you got a Lee Trevino story for us of you and him together on a golf course.
Well, the first day we met over there in Valencia, they were playing the Champions Tour over there. And I just never met anybody that was like cooler and Latino and six majors and all that stuff. And we got along and we've been like this ever since. And when I got home, I said, Ann was still married. Ann's like, how was it? I said, this may be the first time in my life that I never wanted the day to end. Mm. And she said, what about the day we got married? I said, day to end. I didn't want that fucking day to start. But at the Masters, he always had a little bit of beef at the Masters, because he said something that he thought was in private, and a reporter was behind him, and the reporter heard him say it and put it in the paper. Mm. And so from that time, he felt a little awkward, a little maybe they weren't as welcoming. And he had this big caddy, Herman. Him and Herman are legendary. And as they're walking up the ninth tee or ninth green, he says to Herman, after this hole, there'll be a wait at 10. So go get me a hot dog. I'm hungry. Go bring me a hot dog and bring it to me at the tee box at 10. So, all the whole race thing. And this was like in the early 70s, blacks, and, especially Latinos and stuff. So he says, I'm waiting there on the 10th tee. And I look over and Herman he's got that big white jumpsuit on, and he's got the hot dog and he's got it like this. And Lee goes, bring it to me, man. And he says, no. He goes, right here, goes, bring it to me. And he doesn't want to do it. So now he walks over there and he hands Lee Trevino the hot dog. And Lee Trevino opens it up. And before he's going to eat it, he goes, did you tell him it was for you or did you tell him it was for me? Because it was like the poison that fucking hot dog. That fucking everybody's fucking rolling, man, so that was one. And then we were playing in Carnoustie in Scotland, and the two caddies were like, man, the guy says to me, he sees me hitting, he goes, man, your swing reminds me of Lee Trevino, man. I said, mine? He goes, yeah, but it's Philly. So I said, hey, later on, if we get to the back, so we called Lee Trevino from the spectacle hole at Carnoustie. It was 7 a.m. and he's like, hey, baby, where you at? I said, by Carnoustie. And the caddy had said that he was there in the 60, 69 when Lee Trevino was playing with Jack Nicklaus and practice round. And Lee Trevino almost made a hole in one. And then he went to his bag and took a bag of candy out and started handing candy out, in front of Jack Nicklaus there. And the old caddy said, man, I saw you play once, Lee, with Jack Nicklaus. He goes, with that time I almost got the hole in one and I handed out candy on the way after. And still remembered all that. 82 years old and still sharp.
That's amazing. Yeah. I heard you played a round of golf with Trump.
In 2007, yes, not recently. But at Bedminster, I played with him, and he was hitting he would hit these balls like his caddy said, my name is Rabbit. The caddy's all crazy nicknames, Dracula, whatever. My written is Rabbit. I said, why do they call him Rabbit? So Trump hits it far right. That dude takes off. I found it. And you're like, man, this is bullshit. There's no way. No way that motherfucker found that ball. And then I started to want to see what ball it was that he was starting with and what ball he was ending with.
Yeah.
So I think he knew, and he would turn the ball so I couldn't see it. I was like this. And he would put it on the tee. So from where I was looking, I only saw the ball and not the name or the number.
Right.
And he did that the whole rest of the afternoon because he was like, trying to keep it from me.
Yeah.
And then we were playing for money, and it was me and him against two other dudes. And on 18, I hit it in the sand, and I'm getting ready to hit my shot out, and somebody threw a tee in there. And I'm like, what's this doing here? And he goes, tee it up. And I said, oh, man, you're not supposed to do that. He goes, they're not looking.
Trap?
Yeah. He goes, they're not looking. I said, no, man, I can't tee it up. And then when we went to go have lunch afterwards, he ordered before us. Yeah, he just ordered. And so his food comes, he's got this bratwurst with all this mustard. He's putting this mustard on there, no bun. He's got this fork with this bratwurst on there. He's got like a pound of mustard on it, just putting on mustard. He's eating. We haven't even looked at the menu. I mean, this dude has he doesn't have no regard for your guests, And from the kitchen door opens and these Latinos come out. I see these eyes, in Scooby-Doo, you would see the eyes in the dark.
Yeah.
And these dudes come out and they got like a surfboard with pico de gallo, jalapenos, carne asada, fajita, chicken, tortillas, beans, rice, all that stuff on the thing, right? And Trump goes, that's not on the menu. And then the two guys carrying out go, no, Senor Trump, George Lopez, and he goes, so this isn't on the menu. When Trump's here, he gets a hot dog, and when George Lopez is here, he gets all this. And he goes, Senor Trump, George Lopez. And he doesn't see the significance of the fucking thing, right? And then he says again, I just don't understand. And the third guy goes, chingado, fucking cabrón, cabrón, George Lopez. Like, like he couldn't get that they would treat me that way in his place.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is, and I've heard this on a number of occasions when he plays golf, he cheats.
That's not the bottom line. That's the first line. Yes.
I just wanted to make sure I got that out, because that's what I've heard a lot, George, is that and he's a 4 handicap is what I heard, but they say, he cheats when he plays golf. Yeah. I just want to make sure I got that right.
I mean, he hits the ball. I mean, he can hit the ball pretty good.
Yeah.
That was 20. I don't know now, but yeah, it's pretty good. He hit it pretty good that day.
Hey, George, we'll get you out of here on this. What does it mean to you to do a show with your daughter, Mayan? Lopez versus Lopez.
Well, I mean, I was so alone as a kid, and nobody really paid attention to me. And I wasn't, the fastest athlete. I wasn't the funniest kid. I wasn't the best looking kid. It came from my grandparents. I never knew my dad. I lived with my mom. And TV was the thing that just kept me alive, I would say, because you would see these people come, and all the people that I really, really loved, that came from TV, and like Freddie Prinze and Richard Pryor and Johnny Carson, and, Rodney Dangerfield and all those guys. I met all those guys, and Bob Hope and people, and to get the first show was like something I'd never imagined, and that Sandra gave us that opportunity. And mine was a little girl in the first show, like 5 years old, and I never would have imagined that her and I would do a show together ever. I mean, she had worked and done stuff and was an actress and stuff like that. So, it's the most amazing, unexpected thing out of my whole life. Even more than my own success is that I get to work with her like that, and she's so good and prepared. And definitely every time that I look at her when we work together, I see her the day she was born. I see her as a 5-year-old, like 7, 10. I see all the phases of her growing up into this woman. So it means, I mean, it's the most amazing thing ever.
Wow.
Love that.
And Lopez versus Lopez, our font and our logo looks way better than it did on my divorce papers.
Lopez versus Lopez.
That motherfucker did not charm me at all. I even told my wife when we were ex-wife then, I said, I better get to work if I'm going to pay you. And she goes, that'd be a good idea.
I think we get in on that note there, Jay.
So,
Will I ever get married again?
We had that talk on the golf course.
Yeah.
We had that talk on the golf course.
One time,
too.
Mayan says, "Would you ever get married again, Daddy?" I said, "I would rather fucking burn inside my fucking car, knowing the door was open and still chose to push." She goes, "Jeez, you could have just said no."
All right, what's next
If
for
dick
George
tastes
Lopez?
like chicken, I'm going over there. That's all I'm gonna say. At this point in my life, I'm out. I'm out of the dating game. I'm out of all that bullshit.
Oh my God!
I'm out. They've won. I would say they've won.
All right, what's next for George Lopez? I know the foundation, everything else you got
the
going on.
foundation and the special and stuff like that. But just enjoying my life. Golfing. We'll golf. I'll go out there again.
We're gonna do it again.
Yeah. So like that.
This time we might keep score. I mean,
I know we didn't keep score.
Look, I'm gonna keep score. But most of the time when George and I play, I'm laughing so fucking much that I forget about trying to play well. I'm just trying to hit the ball and have a good time because we just for 18 holes. He has grandmother stories and shit that we be going through, and his impersonation and the voices he does. Man, I'll be dying. And I think the last time we were on the golf course, Andy was behind us, Andy Garcia.
Yeah.
He was behind us, right? He was playing by himself.
If we were to play with Andy, we'd still be playing.
So we said, and it's 4 of us. So he finally kind of catches up to us, and George said, we're gonna let Andy go through. I said, okay. He said, because if we let him join us, we're gonna be here all fucking night. They said, right?
Hey, George, it's Andy. George, it's Andy.
So we waited, we let him go by.
I don't play anymore. Have a good get up.
Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. George Lopez, man. Thank you for being a part of the podcast. Love you, my brother.
Love you guys.
Thank you for watching Byron Scott's Fast Break. If you like what you saw, here's some more videos. And while you're at it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Xin chào các bạn, mình tung một cái channel này nha. Ăn cà na chứ. Ăn cà na. Trời, con sai nữa. Con sai. Con lạnh đó.
đây chính là tại điểm cổng làng Cao Nhuận thuộc xã Nông Cống mới. Thì các bạn có thể thấy là toàn bộ khu vực mực nước ở đây so với buổi sáng ngày hôm nay thì chỉ giảm một nửa một chút thôi. Hầu như là đang mực nước và hiện tại ở đây thì có rất là nhiều lực lượng chức năng như là cán bộ công an, bộ đội, đội san hô và rất là nhiều các câu lạc bộ từ thiện thiện nguyện, đội cứu nạn cộng đồng đến từ các tỉnh thành trên toàn quốc đều hướng về khu vực này, và đây chính là trục đường đi để thẳng lên khu vực thị trấn Nông Cống đây. Tất cả khu vực này bắt đầu từ cái điểm này đi lên trên, nếu mà muốn lên ấy thì phải dùng và đặt lên được. Còn với những cano hoặc là thuyền thì còn đấy rất là khó, bởi vì là có những video có những cạn đường, và ở xung quanh này thì khu vực trong này là các cái làng đang ngập trong nước. Đây các bạn có thể thấy này, đây là người dân cùng với lại là lực lượng cán bộ là đang hỗ trợ người dân là đưa những cái thực phẩm thiết yếu vào cho bà con. Bà con bây giờ đang rất là đứng dậy và chúng ta là đồ ăn liền, qua đồ ăn nhanh thì còn không có nhỏ nữa, rất là nhiều hộ cần như thế. Nếu như mà quý vị có thể hỗ trợ thì hãy đến hỗ trợ tại điểm tập kết là tại ngay đường chúng ta nút giao và hiển thị lên một hướng tới thị trấn Nông Cống, sẽ có một điểm tập kết của lực lượng chức năng tại đây thì có thể hỗ trợ bà con ở khu vực trên địa bàn là 6 xã thuộc huyện Nông Cống. Thời điểm bây giờ 11 giờ 30 phút trưa ngày 30.
Cái bà mà mày nhắn tin ngày hôm qua nè, nó cái kìa, qua tin nhắn rồi. Để mình nó hình thành một cái bức tranh nha các bạn. Bye bye.